an incident report that I had to go when I had to go to Columbia Police Department and talk with Sergeant Gunter and explain to him why Richland County Sheriff Department did not want to assist me, why they didn't want to do an incident report. They was very shocked. Because, see, y'all supposed to be some big time sheriff department. That's why he was so shocked. Y'all carry y'all badge. Y'all carry y'all little weapon. Y'all drive your little cars. Y'all big chests. But then, you're not doing your job. You're not following policy and procedures. Now, this is what Sergeant Gunter sent one of his deputies in here to write down my information. And this how it reads as stated. On the listed date and time, I, the reporting officer, met with the complainant who reported an incident had taken place but was not assisted by Richland County Sheriff Office. The complaint reported that in April of 2014, an incident took place between her and her doctor at Carolina Shoulder and Knee, which is in Richland County jurisdiction. Due to the situation, she went to the Richland County Sheriff Office to report it at the Sheriff's Office. She met with Sergeant Stewart and Deputy Paris. The complaint was informed by Sergeant Stewart that a report would not be completed per her request. She filed an incident report online through the Sheriff Department office. A few days later, she was contacted by the Records Department of Richland County Sheriff Office and was advised that her online report was not approved by Sergeant Stewart. She filed a complaint with Richland County Sheriff Internal Affairs Office concerning the conduct and the issues she had experienced with Sergeant Stewart, and she stated that she never received a phone call from Internal Affairs. In January 2015, this year. Now, I'm going to put a pause on this one and explain to you when it was talking about in January. Yeah, because I was back there in January of this year. The reason why I was back at Richland County Sheriff Department again in January, because when they refused to do an incident report on Clyde Dean, my medical records, the attorneys that I had fired, they got a hold to my medical records through one of their friends, which was Thomas Fowler of Pete and Fowler law firm here in Columbia, South Carolina. Now, what happened with that, this is how Clyde Dean of Dean Law Firm in Orangeburg and Preston McDaniel, which is McDaniel Law Firm here in Columbia, South Carolina, had messed me up. In October of 2014, the first time that I ever seen this man's face, the first time that I ever seen him, I went to pick up my records. And I had already told him before I came there, I said, from the 7 years that y'all had my records, I said, I want all of them, every last one of them. And when I was there in his office, one of the files that he said he made a copy of for me was smaller than the original one that he had of mine. And I questioned him about that. I said, the size don't look right. I said, now, you sure you got all of my records in here? And he strictly told me yes. And based on that, and these is for all McDaniel, this video is going to really spiral out, trust me. This is for all the clients that has Preston McDaniel as an attorney. I promise you, you won't have him as an attorney when I tell you this. And I pray to God that he touch your heart and give you the wisdom to pull away from him. Because you might as well anyway, because he's going to jail. You might well find someone else, because he's going to jail. But this is what he told me. He made a statement. And I thank the Lord for the Holy Spirit. Because see, when he told me what I'm getting ready to tell y'all, if I didn't have the Holy Spirit, y'all would have been unread about me behind bars a long time ago. I'm serious. But I thank the Lord for being a keeper, because that's what he is to me, a keeper. This man had the audacity to tell an African American female that everyone on workers' comp is crazy. People, I couldn't believe that came out his mouth. I said, this devil bold. I said, he bold. He gonna tell me in my face that I'm crazy. Not only I'm crazy, everyone, black, white, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, y'all crazy. But then see, y'all paying him his money, and y'all getting him to get money for y'all, which ain't gonna never happen. So I advise you, before it's too late, to withdraw yourself. And yes, I'm saying it because, listen to me. Those that know me, I would not be bold enough to make a statement if I didn't know Preston McDaniel was going to jail. Trust me, he going to jail. Now, this man is the most boldest devil that I I ain't gonna say I ever met, but he bold to tell me that. And you know what I told him when he said that? I said, you must be forgot one thing. I said, do you remember the time when the guy went into the postal office and he shot up just different ones? You know, he aimed for only the ones who disrespected him. The man, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm a very good judge of character. I ain't got to be around you. I can look at you. Once you open your mouth, that's it anyway. But this man, a crazy person. Now, if this man was mental and crazy, he would have went up there shooting everybody. He would have killed everybody in there. That's what he would have done. He would have killed everyone in there. But he only aimed for certain individuals. And these the ones that he had problem with. That's the ones he went after. Now, to those of you who has mouth issues, you know, y'all, I don't care who you are. It don't matter. Who has mouth issues, tongue issues. Y'all feel like y'all can tell people off, and you can say anything to them, and that's it, you know. Especially y'all ones that got titles. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all can just use y'all position and, you know, downgrade a person and say something to a person and just like it ain't nothing. But you know what? You better be careful. Because I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I seen at my own eyes. People like y'all that can't guard your mouth and feel like you can just tell people off because you got the authority to do it. Guess what? You better be careful, because you got some people out there that got mental issues. They look just as normal as you and I. But when you say the wrong thing, I have seen, it's people in prison right now that have committed murder because of people like you. Just a word from the wise. That's all I got to say. So yeah, now I know that y'all going to withdraw yourself from him now. I pray to God that you do, because it's best that you do it now so you can get whatever you need to get and go take it to another attorney. And when you take it to another attorney, make sure you do some kind of background check on him. When he said everybody is crazy, that's on workers' comp, that really did something to me. Not because of my feelings getting hurt, but you know what? It's about the other person, the other people. You got a lot of people. This man done been, what, 25 years, 30 years, whatever. He done did a lot of damage. Him and Clyde they done did a lot of damage to a lot of people. People that didn't understand, who didn't know no better, who can't read. Let's think about the ones who can't read or write and what they did. People who done been working slaving all their life, and these people take half of their income. A friend of mine told me one time, she said, I ain't going to call her name, she said a man came in and Claudine had his case. So he had it for a couple of years. And he said he took half of his money for just only a couple of years. It's just so sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. But let me get back to Pete and Fowler. But I just had to say that about Preston McDaniel, especially for the people here in South Carolina, because I don't know who he dealing with, who he has. He probably got some influence in the surrounding county, you know. So y'all leave McDaniel law firm alone, since he said everyone is crazy. Now, getting back to Richland County, after Claudine in Orangeburg and Preston McDaniel did what they did with me with my medical records. So the attorney that I had at the time, she couldn't represent me because I didn't have no file. She had to withdraw herself from the case because she said it would have caused her more harm to represent me based on she ain't had nothing to do, you know, no facts or anything to go on, because I didn't have no information to give her. So she had to withdraw herself. So I looked on my website, and I had, because I know time was ticking, this was in December. I know I had to make time, I know I had to make time in order to find an attorney to represent me, you know. So I looked on the website and I seen Pete and Fowler, because every other attorney, they turned me down because they said it was too many hands in the fire. They wasn't going to mess with it. You know, after I fired, you know how it go. Once you fire an attorney, they scared you're going to fire them, and they ain't want to have no dealings with it, you know. And that's what I was dealing with. But I wasn't going to have nobody representing me and stealing from me and making issues bad for me. Pete and Fowler. I looked them up. Monica called me. She sent, and I explained to her what was going on. And she said, okay, she said, I'm going to send Investigator Gregory out. And he came to my house, and I gave him all the information, you know, that I had on my medical records and stuff. I gave him that. And he took it to her. Now, she told me, say, it'd be like over the, you know, the Christmas holidays and stuff. She said, it'd be over the holidays, you know, when he come back, about the first, before, I think the end of December, 28th or 29th, something like that. So he can look over it. So what I did my own investigation on Thomas Fowler, Pete and Fowler Law Firm. And when I did it, I was able to find out that some years ago, he had an office in Orangeburg, South Carolina. I said, oh my God. But it was too late, and they had my file. So when I didn't say anything to her what I found out. I said, I'm gonna weigh this one out. I'm gonna see what they do. I said, because if I mention a name, maybe they might do something tricky. I don't know. So I didn't. I kept it on the down low. January the 6th, I was in Orangeburg. One of my co-workers was with me in the car. I received a phone call. It was like after 2, 3, something like that. And I received a phone call. And I had on speakerphone. It was Monica. Monica called me. She said, well, Miss Jameson, she said, I got some news for you, what my boss said. And I said, what was that? She said that he stated that he cannot handle your case because it's too many hands been in the fire. I told her, I said, that is not true. I said, that is not the reason why he don't want to handle my case. I said, the reason why he don't want to handle my case, because I found out that y'all had an office in Orangeburg on Middleton Street some years ago. I said, that's why he don't want my case. I said, that's all it is. So then she asked me, she said, well, what you want me to do? She said, you want me to mail them or you want to come pick them up? I told her to go ahead on and mail them. Now, I done had medical information mailed to me before. So I wasn't thinking that they was going to do anything but with this mail. It was no need for them to keep it. That's what I was assuming. So the 6th was on a Wednesday. The 7th, now for mail, receive mail that's mailed the same day or whatever, you receive it the next day. Now the 6th was on a Wednesday. Thursday went by. I didn't receive it. I called her. She said she mailed it. Said she gave it she put it in the carrier box. Say the mail carrier came and picked it up. That's the first lie she told. Okay, Friday, still I haven't received my records yet. So I called, I said, Monica, I said, well, what's going on? I said, now you say you mailed it. You say the carrier came and picked it up. That's what you told me. Well, no, I took it and I put, I sent it priority. I sent it priority. I said, you did? I said, okay. I said, well, I'm going to check on it and I'll call you back. So I called the post office, which is on 2 Notch Road. And I talked with the manager and she said, well, if she said that she sent it priority, ask her for the routing number on that. She said, because every priority stamp has a routing number. I called Monica back. I said, Monica, I talked with the lady. She told me, she said, what is the routing number? I need for you to give me the routing number. Oh, no, we did it we use our own priority. I said, okay. Okay. So Saturday went by, ain't no mail. Monday morning, which was the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the 13th. I went down to the postal office myself, and I talked with the manager, and I was there 7 o'clock that morning. And I went and I talked with her, and I told her, I said, could you please ask the carrier, do he recall between the 6th and the 13th do he recall picking up any large package from Pete and Fowler law firm? She said, I'll be right back. She came back shortly, and she told me, she said, the carrier said, out of all the 3 years that he been ever working there, he ain't never picked up no large package. He said the only thing that he ever picked up was the size of an envelope. And he said a lot of times they wouldn't even allow him to come inside. They'd meet him at the door and give him the mail. So I got her information. I told her, I said, now, I may have to get you to testify in court based on this statement. And she told me, she said, I ain't got no problem with it. I said, okay. Went down to Richland. Richland Sheriff Department. Went to Richland. Went to file a report. Gave him my driver's license. The guy called me to the back where he was at. Sergeant Nippy. A sergeant. Not a deputy. Not a supervisor. A sergeant at Richland County Sheriff Department. A sergeant. Now, I told Sergeant Nippy, what happened. And those of you, Congressman Jim Clyburn, I pray to God you listening. I pray to God you listening. If you're not, I pray that whoever's watching this, I hope they tell you, you need to, you Congressman, you need to watch this one. Obama, I know South Carolina had set you off in the running for president. I know they did. But for God's sake, please make sure that justice be done based on what I'm telling you in this video. That's all I ask. If you don't do it, then send some of your people to do it, to make sure that justice will be done here in Columbia, South Carolina, because they have gone too far. Now, they was changing shift when I went there. A sergeant. After I told him what was going on, he stated he had the nerve. That's right, I said it. He had the nerve. After I had done explained my situation on what happened. Now, y'all heard me say it. Y'all heard me read this right here. And I just want to read this one more version of it one more time before I tell you the words that Sergeant Nippy stated to me. Because what he said, this put the ice, as my mama say, this put the icing on the cake right here. I mean, this is extraordinary. I can't believe he would stoop that low to say this. And I pray, Sergeant Nippy, that you get fired. I hope you lose all of your stripes. I hope they... No, I take that back. I don't want them to fire you. That'll be too good. No. I hope they take your sergeant position and send you back to the Criminal Justice Academy here in South Carolina, because that's where you need to go back to. You need to go back to the academy. And you need to learn what ethics is. You need to learn what professionalism is. You need to know what policy is, which you already know this here. But I mean, they need to take you back to and let it just, kind of sink in there. Knowing what your job description that you were sworn in, you did one of these numbers. That's what you did. You did one of them with your right hand. You were sworn in. Now, the integrity of Richland County Sheriff Department is enhanced by open communication between citizens and the department. Therefore, all complaints, Sergeant Nippy, whether by citizens or employees, Sergeant Nippy, will, it didn't say should. It didn't have the word should in there. Sergeant Nippy will be accepted and fully investigated, Sergeant Nippy. Now, I know y'all probably wondering, why am I doing this? Why I'm doing this? What is the purpose of this? Well, you about to find out. Sergeant Nippy, I hope all the law enforcement agencies like Columbia Police Department, let's see, Orangeburg Sheriff Department. See, Orangeburg, I want y'all to see what I'm dealing with up here. That's why I thank God for y'all. This is the devils that I'm dealing with up here. Orangeburg Public Safety, Sergeant Captain Schultz, I hope you and your team is watching. All law enforcement that's nationwide. This is what the statement that Sergeant Nippy told me to do. He told me, he said, I'm not going to file no complaint for you. That's what he said. He said, because we do criminal. I told him, I said, that is criminal. And I told him that I worked in law enforcement also. He didn't care about that. He didn't care. He told me, he said, well, I tell you what you do. This is the part, everyone. He said, you go down there and you get it yourself. Governor Haley, I hope someone let you see this one too. That's what Sergeant Nippy at Richland County Sheriff Department instructed me to do, which I didn't do it. He told me, I'm going to say it again. He said, you go down there and you get it yourself. I told him, I said, do I look stupid to you? I said, do you see the word stupid written across my forehead? I said, do you actually think that I'm going to go down there to Pete and Fowler law firm requesting for them to give me or find out what happened to my medical records? And I said, then they call y'all on the phone and say that I'm acting unseemly. Then y'all gonna come down there and y'all gonna arrest me. He said, well, it's two sides to every story. It's two sides to every story. And I said, yeah, and my side will be told going to the booking department. That's where mine gonna be told at while I'm being booked. I said, I can't believe, I told him, I said, I can't believe you telling me to go down there. Well, that's what you have to do because I'm not going to file no report. Oh. That was it. That was it. That was it. So, what I had to do, I had to go to Columbia. No, this was after Columbia. I had to go to Orangeburg Public Safety and give them the information. They got the evidence too. They got all the evidence on what Thomas Fowler and his team did. Got all of that. Now, based on the information, the evidence, this is what they had in the box. This is some of my files in this right here. But they had this here in another box, a priority box, that the post office don't even use. Now, when I talked with the supervisor at the post office, she told me, she said two things is wrong with this package. She said the first thing is, she said, we won't leave no package at your door. She said, we'll leave, she said, if we got something like that, she said, we'll leave a receipt or note letting you know you need to come to the post office and pick up your package. She said, second of all, she said, our stamp is not on this box. Now, I don't have the box with me. Public safety does. They got it for evidence. They got it. Thomas Fowler and Gregory, they have it. She said, those are two things. She said, and the third thing, she said, whoever put that at your side door, she said, they put that there themselves. She said, they planted that at your door, because that's not our policy. And I told her, I said, I know it. And I wanted to get a statement, but she said, you can go to any postal service. They'll tell you the same thing. She said, this is what I'm telling you. She said, everybody else will tell you the same thing. So she said, you really don't need no statement. Now, the only person that would be dumb enough to do such a thing is the I ain't gonna even call him no investigator, because he's not no investigator. Investigator don't do unprofessional stuff like that. They don't jeopardize their job or their license or whatever to plant evidence like that. They're not going to go on somebody's property and trespass. An investigator doesn't do that. Only a dumb person does that. Now, when she told me that, it's like I said, I know who did it. Nobody but Gregory. Their little runaround. That's what I'm going to call you, Gregory. The little runaround, because that's what you are. Because you ain't nothing professional. No way. Now, you knew when you came to my house, I told you what I was dealing with. And I told you, I'm raising my girls the right way. I said, I don't have no man up in here. I don't have no man on my girls up here in my girls. I said, I'm waiting on God to bless me with the man that he has prepared for me with my name on it. You knew I told you that. So what you did, you took it upon, because your boss, when they did what they did, when Preston McDaniel did my file all over again, I guess they figured, say, well, now Preston McDaniel, he ain't gonna come to my home. He ain't that stupid. Thomas Fowler, he's not that stupid. They get you to do the bad work, so guess what? You going to jail. You may not see it right now. I hope you enjoy your little time while you out there, but you going to jail for trespassing. And I promise you with my life, yeah, I'm going to say it like that because I mean it. I promise you with my life, I will see you behind bars. Because you knew that I was a single parent with my two girls up in here, living in my home. I thank the Lord I ain't had no gun, no weapon. I really did, because see, you would have got shot. You're going to come on somebody's property without their authorization. You don't do no stuff like that. Now see, you knew if I had a man shacking then you wouldn't have did that, because you would have said, well, I don't know where he at, or I might go there, he might come out there. You wouldn't have did that. Then in the front of our yard, we had this big old tree that covered half of the yard where I was living at. So you use that as a hiding spot, as your little blind side, to sneak and walk down about 50 yards from the mailbox to my door is 50 yards. So you took your chance in walking down 50 yards in my driveway, and you planted the evidence there. But I promise you, I will see you behind bars. That's a promise. That's a promise, Grace.